Alright, so this is going to be a pretty long video about a quick trip to Hanoi, about 4 or 5 days in Hanoi. This is actually in Da Nang, Pullman Resort. This is at the beach. I turned the brightness down way too low, but there's like people driving their motorbikes on the beach. Like locals do this. Like after dark, they just ride their motorbikes and hang out on the beach. Little sunset, walking around. It's always a nice sunset from my apartment if I walk by the river. This is kind of like rush hour. Lights coming on. I was lucky to catch that. These shops by the river, they sell drinks and stuff like that. They put out little plastic stools every night and you just can sit, you just buy something and you sit on a plastic stool and you get a nice little vibe by the river. Super chill. This is the view from my balcony. You can see the sun goes down over the mountains, which is really nice. Happens really fast. And if I just check the arrivals at Da Nang International Airport, I can just see the planes landing. The airport is somewhere in there, so when the planes land, it looks like the plane is just like diving into the city. It's a little hard to see. I did capture some on video, but even with the 5x zoom, it's not that great. Just gotta see it in person. So here we are at the bus company. I wouldn't even call it a bus station. As you can see, it's just a bus pulling up to the bus building. And this is it, 22 VIP, okay? VIP 22 cabin bus from Da Nang to Hanoi. It's about a 12-hour trip, give or take. They make you take off your shoes. They give you a plastic garbage bag, and you come in with your socks, and then this is it, man. I mean, pretty cool. These are very traditional like look in Vietnam. The karaoke bars all look like this. The buses look like this. I just don't know how to explain it. It's like kind of tacky, kind of modern, kind of like faux futuristic, but that's how they do it. So I got the bottom bunk, which is really on the floor. You have to really get down there. So if you have mobility issues, this is probably not for old people. You gotta be young and limber to do this. But it's about $50, which I think is a pretty good bargain. And it's just like a sleeping capsule. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was so fun. I would prefer this over flying, even though flying is just an hour from Da Nang to Hanoi. I would do this every single time. I think it's so fun. I much prefer it. I got a double, which is a little wider, so you have someone next to you. You can cuddle up or not. Just go solo, and then you can save money if you get a little skinnier one. But this was fine for me. Just looking around the cabin, there's all sorts of lights, like 3 or 4 different light modes to choose the ambiance that you want. There's a little bus building right there. That's all it is. Just people sitting outside, eating next door. These little vents. About 90% of the vents were broken in some fashion. And AC blows consistently. You can't change the fan. You can't change the temperature. It's not super cold, but it's enough. It'll get a little bit cold, but you have the blanket, so it's fine. Entertainment system. Loaded with apparently Blackpink. I assume this is just music. I don't know if it's music videos. But it was very slow to respond. It's probably like 512 megabytes of RAM in these things. Just not responsive at all. I don't think there was a slot for your own media. Just whatever they preloaded for you. And you can see here I'm just like struggling for it to respond to my commands. It's just so caught up with whatever it's doing behind the scenes. And it's neat, to say, oh yeah, we got a TV, and but in all honesty, they might as well just save money and just not include this. Like, how much money would they save just by not having 22 screens like that? That stuff's gonna break after a month if you're not gonna put in real money into it. Yeah, this is Vietnam. This is the reality of Vietnam, just trash. It looks like this, you know what I mean? Like, not every place is like modern, beautiful city. Like, not every city in the world is beautiful everywhere, but this is just no big deal, you know what I mean? That's just a standard site. Overnight, and then just like limestone and jungles and motorbikes and trucks, building stuff, building materials. It's just a developing country, you know what I mean? So it's just that's what you see. So it's not a spectacular view by any means, but for the most part, these buses leave in the evening. around 8 to 10, and they get there around 8 to 10 the next day. It's my first meal in Hanoi, and pho, and just right there. I think this was about like 80, 90K total, like $3 or something like that. These little jeeps, you can take tours around the city. I was so hungry. I was so glad I had that bowl of pho because I didn't pack any snacks on the bus ride. And I was so mad at myself. It would have just made that bus ride was like a 9 out of 10. It would have been 10 out of 10 if I had some freaking snacks. I was so damn hungry, and sleep wasn't the greatest on that bus. But overall, it was a good experience. It's it's a little, I wouldn't even say bumpy per se. I mean, you can feel that you're in a freaking bus, like a huge bus. Of course, it's going over like non-smooth roads, so there's that. But once you just accept that, it's pretty nice. It's like sleeping in a car, except you don't have to drive, and there's a freaking bed. So that was nice. My seat didn't it didn't recline. It has the option to go up and down, but it just the motor is broken. So my thing was like stuck at like a 25-30 degree angle at the head. So it was a bit annoying there. I couldn't get as comfortable as I could have been, but next time I hope I get a working seat. We're just by Hwan Kiem, so it's like Holgum or Hwan Kiem Lake. I think it's two names for it. I think they even have more names than that. This lake is called different things. It's by the Old Quarter, and this was a Saturday, and it wasn't even that crowded. The weather was good. Little kid learning how to throw the plane. We got it the second time around. Oh yeah. Super nice place to just walk around and take it all in. I had been here about 10 years ago, so this is just my second time in Hanoi. And yeah, I don't really remember much. Oh, there's HCM, aka Back. I guess everyone knows him as just Back in the country. If you say that, that's the Back. And I remember this tree from the last time I was here. I specifically remember this tree. There are a couple of trees like this. You can see one in the background too. They've just decided that, if you're going to plant me by the lake, I'm just going to go all in. I'm just going to bend over and just have full access, unlimited refills every single day. It's really an amazing sight. It really makes you think, this is. So I made a point to capture that on video. I love that tree. That tree knows how to live life. You know what I mean? Take advantage. It's Colonel Sanders of Vietnam. Just using the 5X across the lake here. This is just by no means the most exciting footage you could come by in Hanoi. This is just, how what I did. I don't really plan much of anything. This little bridge, you can go across into that shrine, I guess, but you have to pay. It's like a ticketed event, and I don't think I did it last time either, and I didn't do it this time. This is, I don't know what this tree is called, but there are a couple of them around the Old Quarter around the city, and some of them are really big, so I recorded them. Another pretty iconic landmark in the Old Quarter, around the Old Quarter. There's one more intersection, there's a very popular one that I didn't make it out to, just, I don't really live by any kind of itinerary when I travel alone these days. That thing, some famous thing in the middle of the lake too. It's just I don't know. I don't know, dude. But yeah, when I travel alone now, I'm not spending time on Google or anything like that. I'm just I like to walk. I like to do free things, so I just walk around and whatever happens happens. I spend a little bit of time researching food, and I spend a little bit of time researching where I'm going to stay because those are important things for me. But not too much, not nearly as much as I used to. I used to spend hours upon hours just searching stuff on Google Maps. So, traveling with other people is a different story, but traveling alone, I'm super chill. I just want to walk around. But I got tickets to this PPA event in Hanoi, which is why I was meeting my friend in Hanoi. And free, just got to see all the biggest, literally every single top 10, top 5 player just for free. Annalie Waters practicing there with her mom. Ben Johns, Gabe Tardio, Tyler Black, Christian Rochon. Saw all of them. Hayden Patrickman. This was the first hotel or apartment I stayed at, about 20, 25 bucks a night. Great ground floor, Electrolux washer and dryer stacked. Okay, you have no idea how big of a deal that is to me. Oh my god, Electrolux, Hitachi fridge, not super common in America, but shoot, in Vietnam, if you have name brand appliances in your apartment, you are doing well, my friend. I shit you not. Like Electrolux is quality stuff. It's probably made in Thailand, but it's quality stuff. It's like Western level quality. In my apartment here, I have a brand called Aqua Funiki, brands you never freaking heard of, but they're like common in Vietnam for low budget, made in Vietnam, made in Thailand kind of thing, but they're just small and weak and they break down easier. And I don't even have a dryer in my room. I gotta go upstairs and share the dryer. But man, Electrolux washer and dryer, I use the shit out of that thing, man. Dude, I was playing pickleball. I only brought 2 sets of clothes. So yeah, I was doing some laundry. And it came with laundry detergent. No view. This is just the view of the building next door with a fence, little barbed wire fence, and they decorated it with these fake plants just so you have some. And I appreciate that. I don't know if that guy's real or not. Maybe it's real down there. But dude, I appreciate that they decorated it because if not, it's super depressing. 70,000 for this pho, tai chin, and the little breadsticks and iced tea. 70K, bro. 70K, $3 whole meal. Bang me B plus. I didn't try it, but I just thought the name was hilarious. B plus. Super chill. Yeah, just walking around. That's it. Played pickleball. I watched the PPA for free. I ate pho and bún chả. Pretty much that's all I ate. Pho and bún chả every single day. I'm not kidding. This church, saw this church 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it did not have that yellow piece in front. I wish they would take that down. I don't know if that's permanent or temporary, but it just looks so tacky. Just let the church be the church, please. Like, what the heck is that? Looks like they ordered that on Amazon. St. Joseph's, I believe, is what that is called. Another big tree. I don't know what 75 years is or whatever, but that tree is freaking unit. So I recorded that. Very nice. Who are you, Hanoi? I guess it's ice cream. It's just ice cream is not the same out here. It's just not as good. It's just not. Maybe in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh City, it's a little bit different, but because that's like the capital. I mean, that's like the capital as far as like good Western level food is. But in Hanoi, in Da Nang, it's a little bit, not quite there yet. Here, I just really wanted to showcase like how old and kind of gloomy Hanoi looks because of the pollution. The sky was like this the whole time I was there, 4 or 5 days. It's just gray like this. No matter what, it's gray. And the buildings sometimes are old, so it kind of transports you back in time. It feels like you're in the late 80s or the 90s when you go here. Motorbikes, and like if it weren't for like the modern electric vehicles and stuff like that, you just kind of feel like you're going back in time a little bit in general. See people eat on the streets and stuff like that. It's just, especially when you're in the old quarter in these old districts, there are definitely new pockets of the city where you feel like you're in a modern city, like as modern as any other city, even more so. But they're very small pockets. Historical stuff, whatever this tower is, I don't necessarily know, but I know it's a tourist attraction that I did not go to, but I saw it. I walked past it. This ain't the History Channel. I can't tell you what that is. Well, bicycle guy, you can do that, good couples activity. A lot of the boulevards in Hanoi are lined with these big trees. I didn't get a great shot of them. It didn't look so great on the camera, but it is nice to walk through them. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cat cafe, taking videos of the cat cafe. And little cat. There's the one little cat in the window. Bro. Oh, he knew I was recording him. He knew it, and he left. Nothing's free. I happened upon the train street, which is like one of the most famous tourist attractions in Hanoi. I didn't plan it. I didn't plan to go, but I was just walking around the city, and I'm glad I stumbled here because it was not crowded. It was not too hot. The lighting was really good. I got to walk on the train tracks. It was great. This is a very popular thing to do. When you check into a hotel in the old quarter, they give you a train schedule, so you can be here sitting down at one of these cafes. You see all these little chairs on the side, and you just watch the train pass. You put it on Instagram and share it with all your friends. And it just wasn't peak hours, but this is my jam. You know what I mean? Like off peak is my jam. So when I just have no itinerary, travel by myself, it's just easier. Travel with other people, just do what they want. It's fun, whatever. It's still fun. But traveling by myself, I just try to make the most of whatever I see, I don't see. I just try to make the most of it and try to just be in a good mind space about like where am I and why is this place different? Like what makes this place this place? What makes the people here? How do they think? How are they different? This dude just had hella birds and they're singing and it's great. Like 3, 4 stories of just bird cages. And a lot of people do this in Vietnam. I think it's kind of sad to have a bird in a cage. It's cute, but man, isn't that kind of sad? Like bird in a cage, you can fly and you just gotta be in a cage, hopping around. Phở bún chả, that's it. They serve with like pickled garlic and vinegar. So that's your condiment here, your main condiment. They give you lime and they give you sliced red peppers. Some places they give you this like doing ut kind of thing, like sriracha ish. It's a little more spicy, I think, and colors a little more orange. But yeah, that's traditional Hanoi pho. Dong Xuan, Jo Dong Xuan. I went in here, I did go in here. I was really debating whether to go in here or not, but I'm really glad I did. There's markets like this all over Vietnam, all over Thailand, and it's just crazy. It's like culturally, it's just like a huge, just it's staggering. And this happened to be like a delivery day, I guess. So I saw all sorts of trucks and motorbikes being unloaded with. They're not even like boxes. They come in like these. If you've ever seen those blue IKEA bags, like that's the material that this stuff is shipped in, right? It's just like held together by string, and it is huge. It's huge, huge little like boxes, like parcels, and just little Asian ladies carrying this on their back, carrying it to their shop. It's mostly clothes in this market, and they have their little calculators, like it's like calculating something like inventory. It was just wild, man. People taking naps on top of like stacks of clothing, straight up, dude, straight up. It was wild, and it just so many nooks and crannies, so many different booths. It's just like a booth, and there's like thousands of like clothes stacked. There's no organization. Just literally people taking naps, dude, on top of his merchandise in the middle of his booth. Like not one or two dudes, like dozens of people like doing that. And you just got to think they spend probably like 75% of their lives in that market, in that booth, just day after day. It's just like it's not even a grind. It's just like life. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. And definitely, even if you don't buy anything, I think that's a good experience. Hanoi Zoo. I went to a zoo, so 50,000 to enter, about $2 to enter, and a lot of the exhibits were empty. But for $2, I think it was a good value. It was a pretty rundown zoo. Pretty old school, pretty janky, but there was a lake and you can walk around. It just felt like you were going back in time again. Like I said, like if this was 1992, it probably looked exactly like GD same. Freaking ostrich walking around. Close your mouth, Nick. You know what I'm saying? I think it was huge. The lake, you can rent a swan boat. You can rent one of those big plastic balls and go inside the plastic ball and like walk around the lake. But of course, nobody was doing that. But of course, at every station, there's like a worker there, like doing nothing. There's about 12 drink huts, kiosks, where you can buy drinks and kids' toys, like freaking laser guns and stuff. And at every single station, so there was an old auntie or grandma just sleeping. That's how like empty this zoo was. This is probably that top highlight for me. This guy was making some noise. He was bored or anxious or pissed off or something like that. But man, I wish I went for those bars. It'd be a better experience, I don't know, man. Is he horny or something? Jeez, I didn't know. I just feel bad for the guy. But yeah, it's probably been a while since I've seen a tiger, you know what I mean? That close? Jeez. Have I ever seen a tiger that close? Maybe. If I have, it's been a damn long time. That's for sure. So that was pretty cool, man. $2? $2 just for this experience alone is worth it. 2 elephants. They weren't the biggest. Certainly not the cleanest. And they can't even go in the water, which sucks. You kind of want to see the elephants like going into the water and stuff, but they can't go into the lake. There's an electric fence. So yeah, he's looking kind of bored. And this little guy is a little cat. He's so bored. He's some kind of leopard, right? He looks just like a regular cute cat, except for his eyes. You can tell by the eyes. Look at that, the color of the eyes. He's got the upgraded optics, upgraded tracking system. Hunting at night, night vision. Just chilling in this cage, this janky ass cage, all day. So bored. Little baby too. It does quite make you feel sorry for them. Seriously. Deer. It smells like goat shit because the goat's right behind there. Or deer shit. I don't know the difference. And one random like freaking pony white horse just standing there in the middle, like, what the hell am I doing here? He's like, what the hell am I doing here? Oh my god, bro. Freaking deer. No big deal, bro. Just deer. Yeah, I took the plane ride back. I bit the bullet. 70 bucks, 1 hour, whatever. Not even a real gate. Have to take the bus to the gate, which is always a treat in Southeast Asia because it's super hot. That's it, man. That's it. Thank you for enjoying the footage with me. I will catch you on the next one.